Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to the Comic Book Talk podcast for Wednesday, July 15th, 2020. I don't usually say the day of the week, whatever. I'm Chris Adams, Tech and Master, joined by.
Boom to the power of boom. Do you remember that, Tekken?
I do
Do you
know
remember
that.
that commercial? It was a lovely PlayStation. It had Kevin. Remember Kevin? Then he got fired. But then
Boom to
he
the
was
power of. I remember Kevin Butler. Yeah,
yeah,
there's some
Kevin
good stuff with
Butler.
him.
Yeah, and they're up in the ante on the I think PlayStation 4. Maybe it was a 3. But it was a 4 and
He would have
he's
been the
going
three. He was
I
out
mean,
by four.
he's out by 4.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a comeback we want to see for 5. Just think of what he could say about space vaginas. Boom to the power of boom. Absolutely. So, this is Buff Larkin, as always. The word today, children who are listening in, is titillation.
Now I wish I would record the pre-show we had,
Oh yeah,
because,
oh yeah. Our
man,
best material
it's
is in the
already good. Like,
pre-show.
yeah, should have
Yeah,
been recorded. Oh well.
titillation. Tekken is now. I understand why Tekken is addicted to Gwent, uh, because if
Whatever.
if you're a man locked in an apartment with a plague going on around you, um, there's not much to really, titillate you. But then he finds
That's not true. I
any,
have the internet.
you know, oh, you do have, yes, that's true. But some, if you're a good wholesome man, so you wouldn't be going down those certain avenues to relieve the dragon from the fire. But uh, hi, Mama Tekken, by the way. Just want to say hi. Yeah, sorry. Um, he's a wholesome man, but he looks at Gwent and he sees there's some very comely ladies, comely ladies.
Oh man, you should play it, and then like we could have a match. I mean, my deck is like probably like way better now, but like eventually you might catch up. But like it'd take a
Listen,
while. I've been playing for like almost 200 hours at this point, so it's like
listen.
you know.
A true gentleman doesn't talk about how big his deck is. All right. Usually those who talk about how big their deck is don't have much of a deck to begin with. So
Well,
just
I'm like too late. I'm not too late, but like a year too late to the game. So it's like I'm not even like I'm not even like up there compared to like some of the people I play with. I mean, lately I've been getting destroyed because I just like lose and lose and lose. But there's more to the game than losing. So
but you keep playing the one card,
no,
the Chesty Shira.
you don't even know what you're talking about. That's
No,
what makes it so great. I'm gonna let
the
you
ch-
continue, and then I'm gonna come in with
yeah,
the correct
yeah.
information.
Everybody's thrown in like shadow goblins and
I love it when you like just make stuff up like the Cloak of Gargamel. It's like that's not even what it's called.
the thing is now everybody aligns Destiny with the Cloak of Gargoyle. Everybody understands it.
Yeah, everybody knows the reference now.
Does. So you got your shadow goblins, or you got your chattering skeletons. Oh, and you just keep bringing on the dirtiest card you got. Let's go on the busty Shira. She'll be able to beat them. And if she like it playing an online game with you just blame the lag. If there's a if there's a card that you're enjoying a little bit too much, bam, Tekken, you played that card like 2 minutes ago. Where you been? Oh, lag. And the stuttering simpleton. Throw that card down. Bam. The shadow goblin. Bam.
The Witcher universe does not have goblins or reanimated skeletons. I'll just have you know.
The wayward wizard. Oh, turn that over.
They're called sorcerers
Okay.
and
The
sorceresses.
this yeah, the sassy sorceress.
Oh
That's what you
yeah,
want. Oh
Yennefer,
yeah.
Triss.
Oh,
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 there's so
here
many.
comes
There's so many.
here,
Philippa.
here. Oh, and then all of a sudden you drop the card. Oh, their clothes come off. Oh, there you go.
That's not how that works.
It does in your world, in your mind. There you go. And if Tekken had the rules to Gwent,
Oh my
that
gosh, this
that
is just like making me like think of the conversation we had. It's
I know
it's
what I'm
it's
making you think
archived,
of.
but you can't hear Buff because like I was trying to like help him set up the whole like party chat on PlayStation when we were playing everybody's golf, and he's just like, and then like Yukino laughed at us because she put like LOL in the chat, so it's like just like extra funny because I'm just like trying
Did
to like
she?
talk him through of like everything, and then Tropical finally came in to like get
Oh yeah, he said, "Joe, do this."
get the
Oh,
right
boop,
stuff
boop,
in.
there you go. It's on. It was like the
I'm trying to
quickest
do it
thing.
at the same time as like playing, dude. It's like that's two things at once. All right.
Yeah. Only Gwent can you really do two things at once. Play the card and lay the card, if you know what I mean. There you go. Um,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like I could just like, it's like I have the internet, so it's like if I wanted to, I could just look up like weird fan art and like boom, done.
To the power of boom. What is? See, if you're not here Friday night,
Or I
who
guess
are
not
gonna
weird, titillating.
who?
Word of the day.
Titillating. All right, now, um, no, but what are you? Like, if you're not here on Friday night, like, who's gonna invite all these people? Who's gonna create the party?
Oh my gosh, it's not that
Who's
hard.
gonna
Just go
invite
down to
their
your friends
kid?
list and be like,
Party.
make party, or not. It's not on friends list, but it's like party, make party, and then
What?
invite, and then go down to friends
What?
list. Bing, bing, boom.
Okay, I'll try to do that.
It's super simple, dude. It's just like go
How
through.
long? How long did it take you if you get me to get my headphones on? It doesn't help when every other word out of your mouth is thingy. You take the thingy and do the other thingy, and then you go down to this thingy, and then you get so it's not that easy. All right, give me a break. Thingy. Anyways, yeah, maybe you're talking about another thingy when you're talking about maybe you're playing you're got mad because I said, hey, where are you? I said I'm playing Gwent with my thingy. So it's yeah. So, anyways, the reason why we bring up Friday night is because of Everybody Golf. We now have that almost as a weekly staple. It's been 2 weeks running so far, so good.
We did it. We
But
brought the game nights back finally because Battlefield or Battlefront, Star Wars was supposed to do it, but
yeah, we're supposed to do it.
someone never
Yeah.
held up their end of the bargain. So
Well, I didn't know how to create a party.
sure,
Anyway,
that's the reason.
that's the reason. That's right. You know what? I got like 25 cents on that trade in for that game to get my PS4 headphones. So that was well worth it. So, but the reason why I say Tekken might not be there is because he is going to divert from the golfing. Uh, and I'll tell you, and he's a very good golfer. Like I like he got on there, and he only played one round ever on the game, and then he came out 2 weeks ago, and he's like hitting birdies and eagles and all that, like all like easy peasy stuff. But now he finds it boring, so now he's going off on Friday to play the newest game out for the PlayStation 4, and it is called Tales of Sushi. Which I don't really. Well, I get the pun, the tales of sushi, but I don't understand how making sushi is such an important game other than playing golf. Tekken, could you please explain to me why sushi is more important than golfing?
Well, it's called Ghost of Tsushima, and it's
No,
not about cooking or making sushi at all.
yeah,
I mean, maybe
yeah,
it's in there somewhere, but I don't
don't
know.
don't don't cook sushi. It defeats the purpose.
And it's feudal Japan. The Mongolians are invading, and you're this dude, and you're all like, oh, I don't know, besides the stuff that they showed at E3 a couple years ago, because I haven't watched any like the stuff for it, like the free promotional materials. So it's like I'm keeping it nice and fresh, so I can like not have anything spoiled at all. And you're just gonna go in and then like stealthily or sword fightingly, samurai style, chop up a bunch of Mongolians and like save the realm or the what would that be called? The
Kingdom,
it's not a
kingdom.
kingdom. It's like a it's a territory, but there's like a word for it when it's like got the warlord over the area, but it's like a thing. There's like a specific word, prefecture or something in
Yeah,
Japan. Is that
there
what
you
they call
go. We'll
them?
do that.
And
Yeah, there you go.
just bring peace to the realm and like get all the Mongolians out and like have it be all nice and awesome.
So I know you, all right, from our years of friendship and gameplay. You are very stealthy. I think you'd approach the game in a stealthy kind of a way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I because you don't like confrontation. You'd rather sneak up to people and stab them.
I mean, it works. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
look on your Facebook
That's
lately.
how
If
I
that does,
played Last of Us 2. It was like, oh man, let's just sneak around and kill everything. It's great.
if you have looked on your Facebook page lately, there's a lot of instances where you could pretty much stab anybody. So
What?
and that's okay, and that's okay because you're looking to you're setting off the vibe, as in don't mess with me, or I'll poke more holes in you than Swiss cheese. So that's okay. But so how long have you been waiting for this game now, Tekken?
Um, well, I think like 2016, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to see when it got announced. I can look it up real quick, but it's been a while. Like at least 2 to 3 years, I'll say.
Okay, and it's for sure coming out on Friday.
Hmm.
Are you surprised that it's a summer release?
I am
Because
because we never really get games in the summer lately.
you know what happens, don't you, for games that come out in the summer?
What?
The games that are released in the summer are released because they stink.
That's not okay. Whatever.
Okay, you're the games master, so you tell me a game that has come out in the summer that was a critically acclaimed game.
Um, there's a lot of games that come out in like spring before the summer. Does that count?
Nope.
Or like late summer,
Summer
like
loving,
before.
baby.
There's
What?
see, there's a lot of stuff in like September, but like there's not a lot of stuff in August. It's like that's okay. Here's the thing, dude. Is like it's not about the games that come out. It's like there is for whatever reason, just like publishers don't put games out in that time of year, and it's
Because
just like
nobody
that's
because
not
nobody is
that's
around
not a
to
game
play them.
quality issue thing. That's not true.
It's a sale, but usually the games that do get thrown out there usually are the stinkers, and they want to get it out there some way
Because Last of
somehow.
Us Part Two just came out and it was like a bestseller. So it's like that's not even that basically debunks that.
I'll give you
And
that.
it was critically praised. So it's like
Not
that's
what
two birds with one stone. It was a good game and it
no,
sold a lot.
unless but no, let me counter that. Is that that was not the feeling I got listening to you talk about it on Everybody Golf on night because that game, as much as it got rave reviews,
Well, I mean, I just
it
played
got
Witcher 3, dude. So it's like
Tekken.
that's a high
That
bar.
Tekken. Let me finish my thought here. Thank you. Um, I remember because it is on video now and it is recorded, and there's nobody here to record next week's kerfuffle now because you're playing sushi. Is that you ripped that game so many holes
I did
that
not.
you said I just wasn't feeling it, dude. And I think that's a
Okay.
direct quote. I'm not feeling it, dude. Like they spent a lot of money. I just went right through it real quick.
I don't remember saying that, but like,
That well, it's either you or Trop. But either one, you're there leading him down the path, and he was like, yeah. And Trop said that he says, yeah, they probably spent like 3 weeks making that open world downtown thing, and I wanted to get
well,
through
that's
that
because
as
he was
quickly as
rushing through the
possible.
game, though. He said he was
Yeah,
rushing through.
yeah. And then you said, yeah, I like after a certain while, I didn't want to hoard nothing. I had everything I needed. I just wanted to finish the game. I wanted to get out of there.
Well,
I
that's
was
because I
done.
knew I didn't need anything else. Because like every encounter I was going into, I was able to like go through without any problems. So I was like, okay, well, I'm good. I don't need to have to worry about anything.
And
And
what
all my
level
skill trees were like upgraded, and I was like, oh, okay, I got this.
and what level were you on?
I was
What difficulty level?
I was on the default difficulty.
Okay. So you should play it harder then.
Why? There's no reason to. Why would I do that?
Well, maybe your supplies wouldn't last you as long and you'd have to fight
I
harder.
I will never go into a situation where it's like I have to put more effort in than is required for like no reward. And there's no reward for doing it on the hard difficulty, so it's like why would I do this to myself?
Okay. Things you don't say at a job interview. That's number one. Why would I give more effort? Where's my reward? Are you gonna pay me more? Are you gonna pay me more now? Because I ain't gonna do it. Yeah. Anyways, back to sushi. Who makes the game? Who is the maker of this game?
Sucker Punch.
And they are the makers of, aren't they the Dead Island
No, they
games? No.
made Sly Cooper and Infamous.
Oh yes. Oh, that's very good then. I might not be here on Friday for golf. There you go. No, I'll be there for golf because I'm dedicated to my friends. Anyways, so you have not read any spoilers. You do not know how long the game is in gameplay. Um, you don't know if any well, if there's made by the guys who made Infamous and Sly Cooper, then obviously there's going to be little rewards for you for doing little extra stuff, right? Because that's usually what happened in Infamous is if you get certain amount of uh, gems or whatever it was, you get better stuff, right? Am I correct?
Well, actually, I haven't. I've only played the first Infamous. Well, actually, I played. If I feel that I played the first one. I played first light or last light or whatever the DLC for the third
Hmm.
game, but um, I couldn't really comment on that because I'm not really that familiar with the franchise.
So uh, when you did play Infamous, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
You think that would have been a more successful franchise? I know they did 3 games, but you think they would have? You think that would have been the game that came out of, you know, PS3, PS4 land, and would have been one of the major franchises for PlayStation, and it just never happened. I'm kind of surprised by that. Because here,
I mean, it is popular and I think it's sold well. I don't think it's like just super ginormous. I
okay,
don't know. I think the thing is, it's like a superhero type thing, but then it's like
you could
in
also be a
a
bad guy.
in a world. Well, yeah, there's that too. It's like you can be like good or bad, but it's like we have all the actual comic book stuff where it's like like licensed properties. It's
Yeah.
like so it's like Infamous itself can't like probably just doesn't stand up to that because it's not a one to one where it's like an alternate take and like it's not
Hmm.
as good as like some of the other stuff out there, like Boys or Powers or stuff like that, where it does
Yeah.
like it takes its own spin, but it's of like a darker, grittier versus like a T-rated Infamous game where it
Yeah.
doesn't go there. So
No. Well, good. We talked about comic books, so now we can actually say this is a comic book talk. So thank you, Tekken, for mentioning Boys and Powers. So that's good. And you actually so you watched The Boys on the TV, or did you actually read the books?
I haven't watched it, but everybody says it's amazing. So it's like I want to watch it. It's on my list of things to do. I just haven't got around to it. And we're getting season 2, and everybody's saying looking good. So
Yeah. Garth Ennis wrote The Boys, and so I spent some time earlier this year going through the entire series, reading it, and for the first time, and it
did
was
you read it before
well,
you watched it?
I haven't watched it.
Oh,
So there you
yeah.
go.
That's a fun thing because like for me it's like DC makes all the like awesome animated movies and like I have all the like volumes of the stuff it's based on, but I haven't read it. But it's like I want to watch it before, or I want to read it before I watch it, so I don't like to have like the react like it, 'cause, like based on my like Ready Player One
Mm,
uh
mm,
experience where it's like
mm.
I loved it, but then the book was like so much better, and I was like that's amazing, and then it's like but it's like but then it like kind of made me hate the movie. But then like I guess you kind of just have to like make cuts here and there to like when you're adapting it. So like like the whole thing we're talking about with JCP. It's like it's like the budget is only so much, so they have to like do certain things to like if it's and the CG budget is going to be so much, so they can like when they're making changes. It's like obviously if like there's like this crazy scene turns into just people talking at a table. It's just like, but it's like just the words are there, but it's like the context is lost.
Exactly. Okay. So you're excited for sushi, and that's good. And between that and sushi, you got your Gwent with the saucy sorceress. Bam, put that card down. And what other game? This is the fourth game out of five that you're looking for. So Cyberpunk, if it ever comes out,
It's coming.
is your fifth one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So and it's coming out in November,
Unless it gets delayed again.
and that's gets to the. So if it gets delayed again, Tekken,
Yeah.
What is your feelings towards that?
I mean, it's not gonna change, dude. It's like that's the case whenever it's like a game that's like at the top of my list is like there. It's like, Final Fantasy remake was gonna be out in April, and then it got delayed or March or whatever, and then it got delayed to like the next month. I mean, it was like, okay, well, it's only one more month, but it's like it's still in the same year. So as long as it's still in the same year, it's not like as much of a gut punch as it is like when it's like in the same year, but like 6 month delay or something. Like when Arkham Knight was like, oh, so close, or when like
And
Uncharted 4 was like so close, but then it got delayed. And it's just like, oh, come on, but it's in the same year, so it's just like, okay, it's still just over the horizon. It's still just around the corner, and I can still have that glimmer of hope of it being a bit later down the road. And it's not that bad
yeah,
of a thing because, like, in the time I'm waiting, I just give myself other stuff to do. It's like, or other things to do to like stay
Gwent,
busy. And
Gwent.
no, no, no. See, it's like the thing was like, that's the other thing is like, it had lined up that all the games were gonna be like basically, bing bang boom in like the same like in successive months or weeks. I would have all of them, and like, and then they all just got started like getting super delayed, and it just like would like I think like by the time we're at the time we're at now, like they were all supposed to like already had been out before, everything got delayed, and so if stuff gets delayed, it's just like I'll just figure something else out. Like now, it's basically my plan is, since we had Last of Us and Tsushima in the same month, and it's like I have nothing to play after that. It's like I just go to something else. So it's like I'll catch up on my Xbox on next month in August, and then the month after that, since I got the Humble Bundle for Walking Dead, where I got all the volumes, and I just read a volume a day, I'll get to do the whole thing in a month. It'll be great, and I'll just be like, oh man, read all the Walking Dead. So that's
No,
that's the
good.
plan.
And then we can talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Okay. So, uh, so what were the others? Okay, so we know, Last of Us was one of your
Oh
games.
yeah, my
So,
games were Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us 2, Tsushima, and Cyberpunk. Those are the
how
five
come
games
nobody,
this year.
how come nobody talks about Final Fantasy remake anymore after all these
Because
years?
there was nothing new. It's a remake, so it's like there's no new ground that it like I mean it does new
Just new
there's
graphics.
there's I mean yeah it's basically like the same thing with the new fresh coat of paint, and like they just basically 30 hours of Midgar because they don't go out of Midgar, so it's the starting area in that game, but like that's all the game. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but and okay, it's that, and like who knows when the next part is, and like who knows what it's gonna cover. So it's basically just like anticipation for the next one, and everybody enjoyed it. So it's just like, okay, well, yeah, now you can just wait and be happy that this one's here and go play it again if you want to. But
So
well,
you say it was an enjoyment, but did you feel you were a bit disappointed?
no, I wasn't disappointed in anything. I thought it was pretty much like really well done remake and what they did with
Good.
it, and I'm looking forward to the next part.
And the female characters were busty enough for you.
Whatever. And I got the platinum trophy, so it's like there's literally nothing for me to go like do in that game anymore. Like I can go play it for fun, but it's like only if I'm bored
What
would I do that because I have other things to play. So
what was the hardest thing to get the platinum trophy?
the hardest thing,
Yeah.
mm, probably I'm trying to think because it's like I'm trying to think like what I don't think playing through it on hard was the hardest thing because I think after I finished it on hard, there's still other stuff I had to go back and do, but it wasn't like because it was hard, was it? It might have just been like I think the final boss dude in hard mode was like it's a bit rough because it gets pretty brutal if you don't have all the stuff. Because I didn't have all the stuff from like the other stuff that I hadn't unlocked yet. But if I imagine if I would have had that, it would have been an easier ride at the end. But like without, if you don't have like all the upgrades and like all the unlocks at the end, yeah, the final boss is pretty like the final boss. Like the final sections can also be pretty bad because of the checkpointing. Is like you don't get to save like right when you need it to be, and like you have to do like entire sections over if you die. So it can be a bit rough at the very end of the final boss. But besides that, like none of the Coliseum stuff was too bad. It was pretty. I mean, yeah, I didn't think it was too tough. It was challenging, but it wasn't like too like. I didn't feel like it was cheap. They're like, oh man, I can't beat this. This is impossible. Oh, I thought it was fair. Though Hell House on hard mode, I gotta say, is like I do not enjoy that encounter. It is not a fun time. Like it is definitely, it definitely makes me like not even want to bother with hard mode again. So it's like That's definitely up there too. It's just like that's not a fun encounter for sure. But it's not like impossible. It's just a chore because like you're it's such a yeah. It's more of a pain than it is like a difficult thing because it just the elemental attacks that you have to face. You can only have like so much stuff on your armor to like absorb from like what you're taking damage from. Like have like ice stuff or fire stuff or whatever. So it's like you're very limited on like what you can counter in that encounter as far as like what
So
you're.
so how long do you like playing when you play a boss? I wanted to ask this question anyways. When you're playing a boss, all
Mhm.
right, how long should the final boss be or a boss be to really like without getting ridiculous? How long should a boss
I
or
did. It depends on the game and the genre. Like what specifically are you talking about?
well, what if let's just say if somebody were playing, I don't know, let's just say Monster Hunter,
Hmm.
and they had a creature there that you had to take down, and say they are fighting them for 6 hours, and they end up losing. Like, when do you say to yourself, I could have been playing like 20 rounds of Gwent and get and having more fun than spending 6 hours and
Okay,
getting
so the thing about
then
that
dying.
fight is like it wasn't 6 hours of like just the fight. Okay, that was just like dying over and over, but like total
Oh,
time,
okay.
it was 6 hours.
Total time
Cause
was
like,
6 hours.
cause like
And
to
you,
answer your
and you
question, I think like 30 minutes to an hour is like a good sweet spot of like what you would want.
30 minutes to an hour.
Cause when I beat that boss dude, it took like 30 something minutes, and I was like, it felt very satisfying, but it was also very challenging, and like I was like, whew, that was intense, man. But like, I got it.
So explain who you beat.
So there's a new monster in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, Alatreon, and it's got all the elements. Well, not all the elements, but basically like fire, ice, and dragon. Actually, it does have all the elements because like, dude, it's intense. Like you'll be fighting it, you'll have like fire breath, then start shooting out like icicles. Then it has like lightning, and then it has just like dragon explosions, and it's just like, dude, like this. I need you to calm down here, because what the f, man? Like it's a very intense fight, and like it took
And
me
the,
a while to like get the stuff I needed to get it done.
so this was the main monster of the game.
No, it's not the
Or-
it's just a new one that they added,
Okay.
and it was
So all
fun.
the other monsters are the same. This one's just a new one. And,
No, they're not
okay,
all
so
the same. What do you mean?
well, you're saying this is the new fire and ice or whatever it's called, or Iceborne or whatever, and Iceberg. Anyway, so then you're fighting, and then so all these other monsters are things you fought before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they gave you a new monster. So really, in theory, if this is the new monster, then this is like the big boss of that game. Would you not say? Or is there a
Mm,
bigger boss down the road?
I, but that's not how that works though, because like the big bad in like Monster Hunter World base game is completely different from the big bad in Iceborne the expansion, and then even beyond that, they have like stuff that they add on. That's like essentially with that game, they just keep giving you like in-game enemies to like have as the end point or like work towards, or to like have new gear to make, and then go and use those weapons and that armor for the other monsters, or just like make
Okay.
builds off of. But
Okay.
like I guess to your point though, you could say that like Elatreon is like the new big bad. But like
Okay.
when you've
Beat
gone
him,
through it, it's like
and you took the stuff. So what did you get from him?
it's actually funny because I didn't get enough of the stuff I needed to get all the armor, so I have to like. But I mean that's like part of the game is like grinding to get the materials to make the stuff. But then even then, it's like you could just use the plunder blade, which is a cool thing that they incorporated, so you don't actually have to. So you could like fell over and over and like very slowly get the materials, or you could be awesome like me and like kill it and be like, haha, I'm getting more every time. But I
Not to
made
brag or anything. You'd
I
be
made
like awesome like
the
you do.
base tier sword. I haven't made the upgraded sword, and then I made like a couple pieces of the armor. But it's like I need way more materials to make all the armor. So it's just that's oh, not way more. I need like wings and a tail to like, but like to get the tail, you have to like cut the tail off, which isn't happening now because I'm using a light bow gun. So it's like that's not the right weapon to do that with. So unless I play
You
with a group, which I'm going to, because they have it set up, which is pretty cool. Like have the people that beat it, and then have get like one event quest version of it after you finish it.
Mhm.
And so in the special assignment, you start off and it's at like a certain point in the fight. It's the same arena though. Like you go to the same stage to fight it, I think. And I haven't done the event one, but it's in the same one because I checked the map. And so the event one, it's like there's two different ones, and like I guess it starts off at a different element, so you can basically actually have the right weapons to go in on the first phase to get it to stagger it, because it has a mechanic where it has this escalation something something, and it's just this giant attack that kills you if you don't stagger it, and it's really not a fun time. And that was like the big wall I had to get over. But once I got over that, I still had to like not die, and it's still a challenging fight. So that is nice. I do enjoy the challenge, but it's really crazy because it takes so many. It has so many attacks, and like its patterns are random. So it's
Good.
like it never does the same thing twice. Where it's like it does one attack, it does another attack. It like you don't know what its follow up attack will be after it does something. So it's like
Good.
it has like fire breath, and then like after the fire breath, it could do like a fireball or lightning or whatever. So it's like I do enjoy the encounter more since I got past it, because it's like I don't have to like be like, oh, it's so cheap, blah blah blah. But it's like it just keeps you on your toes of like you never know what it's gonna do. So it's like, and then every time it roars, if you don't have there's like a skill that you have to like cancel out the getting stunned. Well, you don't get stunned, but like your character will like cower for a bit. They'll be like, it's roaring, and like you can't move. So if you don't have the ability on to cancel out the
Is that
roaring
the ear? Well, so to cancel out the roaring.
earplugs, that's what it's called.
Yes, the earplugs of Elrond.
Shut up. So it's like if you have earplugs on and it roars, you can like
Of
move
Elrond.
freely. But if you don't have earplugs on, you're just stuck there until it's done roaring. So it's like when it roars, you're kind of effed sometimes because it'll just like attack immediately after that. And if
Yeah.
it's like, depending on the attack, it's very hard to like dodge or not get hit by. And it's just like you're not going to take some damage after that. So it's just, ooh, man, it's just very tense.
So how do you find the earplugs of Elrond?
It's a skill unless you're using the charm, and then you just make it with the materials of monsters. That's basically you don't find it, you make it.
Ew.
That's what you do in Monster Hunter. It's like it's all about how you want to play the game, and like what do you want to have your armor be, and then like what skills you put on your armor, and that's like the build you're running. It's Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is like one of the best games of this console generation. Like easily in the top 5. I made a new list after I played Witcher 3. I was like, dude, what's like the games of this console generation? And it's like easily Witcher, Monster Hunter, like right up there. Horizon's like a close third, but it's like, I'm
Does
still
Jenna
working on it.
does Jenna still play Monster Hunter? Did she get online with you and play?
Yeah, she plays. I was playing with RPG. We were getting destroyed.
Why don't you play with Jenna?
We play sometimes.
She knows. She knows what she's talking about. She's the Monster Hunter queen. And
I wanted to get it done by myself. That way I knew I did it by myself. I didn't need I didn't need Dagger to carry me. That's why.
I understand. You don't want to carry Dagger.
That's not what I said.
You don't want to carry a dagger on you. I gotcha.
I've had this
That's
thing with
good.
Iceborne where it's like I feel like I'm very good like at Monster Hunter now, and like I like knowing that I can actually say I'm good at the game, so I know I can like just do it myself, and then like
But then when the queen shows up and she's like she takes this Elderon or whatever the animal is and just says one shot and then he's
that's not how
dead.
that works. You don't get that powerful in the game. You can't just one shot it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you're playing with her. She says, "Tekken, just stand on the sidelines."
Because
Chop,
we were
chop,
talking
chop.
about it on Twitter. It's like we were all struggling. We were all on the struggle bus. And like,
Yeah, she's lying to you. She's trying to make you feel good. It's kind of like you saying, "Oh, I don't know how to play golf," and then all of a sudden here's a eagle and a birdie and a chip in.
I never
from
said I
the
didn't know how to play it, dude. I just hadn't played it since it came out in like
Yeah.
2017 or 18 or whenever it was.
Yeah, yeah, and just picked it up. It was hitting perfect shots.
That's the thing about the game, dude. It's like that's why it's so popular and everybody likes it. Is because it's got good mechanics and it's easy to pick up and play. It's easy, casual fun.
The cameras suck. The camera sucks. In previous games you could see where it's coming on the hole, and now every time you hit that button, I know you can change and alter the camera, but every time you do it, like automatically, you just oh there's a tree in the way. It's like, oh, for Pete's sakes, come on. But that's good. Anyways, so that's a Monster Hunter. That's good. I'm glad that you got past that monster.
Actually,
Uh,
when you're talking about like, I just want to say like one more thing. Like, since you said it was like the big bad, but it's kind of cool because it does use a lot of the same like animations of the attacks of the other like elder dragons. So it is kind of like a chimera of just like all of the hard stuff in like one monster because it does a lot of the same movements and attacks when it does do the other elements.
so now that you beat him, what's the next thing? Where do you
Well,
go now?
I have to get the armor and the weapons. I need to kill it more so I can get all the materials. And there's like a event coming up for
But is it one of those things you got to kill him 15 times to get everything?
I
It's
mean,
gonna be one
it's
of
not a
those
set
things.
amount, but it's just RNG of like you get it when you get it, but you're gonna eventually get it. It's not like Destiny where it's like, oh, try to get it next week. Oh, didn't
Okay,
get it.
okay,
Oh.
so you're fighting this guy and you fought him and you got a whole bunch of stuff. At the rate that you're getting off of the first time you killed him, how many more times would you have to kill him to get everything? If you
Mm,
got the same amount of stuff
well, like
every
that
single
depends though.
time.
Like if I want to make all the weapons, which I don't, it would take me a while because I need it for
Well,
like
the
each
well,
weapon.
well, the weapon that you want to make. That's just it.
I mean, it depends
We
on
we we know you, Tekken. The bare minimum.
the bare
We've now
minimum of times I have
understood
to do it
the
again to
the
get the
bare minimum
weapons.
the bare minimum of
Is that what?
effort that you have to put out because we realize
I
now that
mean, it does it, but it doesn't
if
bother
you're not
me.
getting
Like if I
if you're
just do
not
it.
getting paid if you're not getting paid for the effort as you as you described earlier
But
on,
that no,
you
that's
want
the
to do the
thing though. Is like
bare minimum.
I hadn't played Iceborne in a while, so it's like I would say honestly, if I was still at my skill level of like when I stopped playing, I think I would have had a better time with it, or like not as hard of a time because I would have been like at peak skills. Like I think the thing was I hadn't played in such a long time
Yeah.
that I had gotten rusty, so it's like
Oh
I
yeah.
wasn't at peak monster hunting level. So it's
No.
like,
You've been playing Gwent
but now that I've gotten back to
and
it, it's like
yeah,
I
you're
know
putting your
I can
time
just
into
make a day
Gwent.
of it and then get all the crap I need. It's great.
Exactly.
And there's
Yeah,
gonna
you've
be
been
an
playing.
event for the game anyway, where it's like they're giving like where they always have like stuff every day that they're like giving you. It's just like
Yeah.
there's gonna be one of those things, and I know I can just play during the event, and everybody's gonna be playing it, and I can just farm the materials. And then I need to like get a bunch of stuff anyway because I when I was like crafting and like upgrading my stuff recently, it's like I kind of used a bunch of stuff or I ran out, so it's like I kind of need to go back into my guiding lands and just like grind or farm a bunch of materials to get my sweet materials storages back up to where they need to be.
Okay. So, yeah, going back to sushi, uh, because you're not going to a store, you can download it online.
I
You
already
can
preloaded
get
it. I
it.
already preloaded it. It's great. I just got to wait until Friday. That's awesome.
Okay, good. It's already preloaded. Uh, so you could play at midnight
On
to like
Thursday.
6. Yeah, you could finish the game probably by
I
noon,
don't think it's that short, dude. There's
and
no
then
way.
and then you can have a nap, and then come out at 10 o'clock p.m.
Oh,
Eastern
I guess I
Standard
could do
Time.
that. Yeah, I could just
Yeah.
have like a 24-hour celebration.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a sleep schedule thing though, so I gotta like, you
Yeah,
know.
because you don't want to get screwed up for
So
work.
it's like I gotta. I ain't got no job.
Yeah. Minimum effort here. Minimum effort. You gonna pay me?
So it's like I
Minimum
gotta,
effort.
let's see, I gotta wake up at like close to midnight and then just like play all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. No, you don't. You can have a nap. You can sleep
I
like in
don't.
the afternoon
That
or something,
see, here's the thing, dude. This is why when
and you play golf, and then you go
what
back
was
to
the last
playing
game?
sushi.
I mean, I think Last of Us was kind of like this, but this is why I enjoyed playing Witcher 3 so much. It's like I could just play 12-hour chunks at a time, and just like play until I pass out. And just like to me, that's like when I'm enjoying my life the most. Is like I'm just there's a new game, I am playing it nonstop, and then like all I'm doing when I'm not doing that is sleeping. And it's just like that is the best for me. It's just
Yeah, but you know what's even better?
what
Beating people in golf. And you've been doing that. You've been putting some notches on your belt there, boy.
I mean. I guess I could take a break if I've been playing it that day. So I guess I'll
You,
show
you,
up. We'll
you
see.
need something to clean the palate, if you will, because you've been playing it all day, and then you need something kind of just to kind of give your mind a break, right? And so you come play golf. Tap tap tap. There it is. Nice and easy. Tap tap tap. And then you can go back and play the other game that's all hardcore and all that. After a day of stealthing and thinking about possible things, your mind's going at 100 miles per hour. You just want to go back and drop it back down to 50. Tap, tap, tap. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
life is much easier.
yeah, that is like
Tap.
also like why I have the love hate thing with Destiny. Is like there are times when you can just play it every day, all
Yeah.
day and like there's stuff happening in the game.
Yeah.
Then there's times like no, like nothing's happening. It's like the end of the season pass, and it's like invasion ships, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
it's like nothing's happening.
Mm, mm. But then, so play sushi, get through that, and then to break it up a little bit, play some Gwent, tap tap tap, and then you go play, and then you go play golf for the real tap tap tap, and then you're all set. Relieve your stress right off the sultry sorceress. Bap tap tap tap. Is there a three button thing for Gwent? Tap tap tap. No,
Well, I
there
use a
isn't.
mouse when I play that game, so
Oh,
no.
okay. No, exactly. You're welcome. Tap, tap, tap. Anyways, so speaking of everybody's golf, the newest sensation to sweep the nation. I'm gonna do two promos, Tekken. Which one do you want? Do you want the me promo, or first, or do you want the other promo first?
I guess the me promo.
Okay, that's good. Hi, everybody. This is now. Make sure if you do very nice, you cut it. If you want to get your time gauge here, you can cut this, and then you can post this up there. Me being nice and talking to people and all that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Since you're my technical man. Anyways, here we go. Hi, everybody. This is Buff Larkin here, Buff74 of the Old Gamers Advisory Panel. I've evolved. I've now used my last name because nobody can stalk me. Anyways, but now I know where Tekken lives, so we're getting that much closer. Thank you, Tekken, very much for posting your temperatures around where you live. That's fantastic. I'm getting closer, buddy. You keep slipping. I keep finding you. Anyways, so I'm just giving a nice, lovely invitation for anybody out there from the Gamers Advisory Panel to come on out and have a game of golf. Everybody's golf on Friday night at 10 p.m. Now there is a limit of 4 players, but you can always make up another room. It's just like we did in the old SOCOM days. Make up another room, and then when your round is done and our round is done, then we'll switch it up and we'll bring more people over. We'll mingle as the case may be, and we'll introduce ourselves. I'd love to meet everybody because it's very rare that we have these nights where old and new Gap people can come along, join us, have a great game of golf, and then be on their merry way. And I always guarantee in Tekken, you're here and you'll verify that anytime that I can get on a microphone in my face, that it can actually work. It's usually a good time for everybody. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
even when
And
you're saying false accusations about other people and what they've done.
listen, I still haven't heard from Ramblin' since the whole incident happened. You know, so I'm not even gonna say. I don't know what you said. Um, but I think you alluded to some very, very outrageous statements. So that's it. So, anyways, but I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt my lovely promo for Tekken's rants here. But absolutely, if everybody is more than welcome. It's not a very competitive group that we have. We just go out there and we have fun. A lot more. The fun we have is trying to get me on to party chat, but we're getting there. I think this week will be a much easier time than the last 2 weeks. But once I get on there, we'll have a great old time. Absolutely, and hopefully Tekken will be there if he's got if he wants to tap 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 on his after he's done playing his sushi game. That'd be fantastic. And like I said, everybody's welcome because you're part of Gap still, no matter what. And we love to have a great night talking. That's a very nice promo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Are you ready for the other one?
Yeah,
All right.
I guess so.
Oh, you're ready. Hi there, everybody. Just give me a second. I'm going to drink some lemonade. It is hot outside. Tekken, do you know what else is hot?
The sun.
Good. But you know what's even hotter than the sun? Me on everybody's golf. Absolutely. Hotter than the sun. You know something? They say, Buffy, that's bragging. And I say, it's not bragging if you can back it up. And so far, in the past 2 weeks, I have faced all challengers and I have sent them all home. And I want to invite more people to come out. And I'm going to say these challenges, they are challenges. They have some very good golfers out there, and they're putting their best against me. But you know something? Doesn't matter because I am the king of pressure. And when I get under the pressure, my shots are always straight, and that's good. And I see that there are some gap people, and I want you to let you know this, Tekken, that are hiding in the shadows, and they think they can come up and surprise me. But they've been practicing Tekken. I see it on their lovely consoles that they are trying to surprise me with how great they are. Well, I say don't surprise me. Come on out, because it won't be a surprise when I send them home packing as well. You see, the ultimate end game is simple. It's Mega Man. And Mega Man, I know you're going to be listening to this. Destiny has kept us away for 10 years. But now Destiny has called us. Not Destiny, the hoochie game that Tekken plays. The hoochie game. She don't treat you well, Tekken. She don't treat you well. But Destiny has called us. Mega Man and I will be the utmost in being a gentleman and have him come in finally, and I'll be the ultimate gentleman, and I'll shake his hand at the very end. And I say, Mega Man, you tried your best, but I am the true. There's only can be one king of swing, Tekken. There can only be one king of golf. And when Mega Man and I face off against each other, it will be me. And then I will retire from gaming entirely, and I will be able to rest my feet and up on my lovely couch, and I'll say, I have accomplished everything that I needed to do in golf and in gaming by beating the last obstacle in my life. And that obstacle is Mega Man. He is the man that I've been waiting for 10 years, like I've said. And that man, when we finally face, will realize that he should have stayed away for another 10. He should have waited till I died before he come back out, because I am going to be retiring as the king of swing. There you go. See, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That's my Augustus Snow version of that one. The braggitos. But anyways, now that's done. Yeah, it was something, Tekken, you are a very good golfer. You are a very good golfer. I was very surprised and happy to see that you brought your A game on week 1, and I was very glad to see you on week 2 continue that. So that's good. You would have had a great first week if it wasn't for that stupid those stupid limits they put on you, because the thing spins and then all of a sudden you had like a rainstorm and you got funked in that. It was like that was horrible. But you had a great round. You had a couple good rounds there. It's hot out, Tekken.
Do you know?
You know what else is hot? You know what else is hot?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Me on everybody's golf, absolutely. Anyways, so what else is new with gaming?
Okay, well, I looked up.
We want to talk about. Okay, go ahead.
I looked up the trailer. Well, I didn't look up the trailer, but I looked up the date for the announcement trailer for Ghost of Tsushima, and it was Paris Games Week 2017. That's how long I've been waiting for this game.
Wow, that was the announcement, or is that when you said that was when the trailer came out?
That was when the first trailer came out.
So literally 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow! What is the normal development time for, let's just say, your general game?
The general game? Dude, I don't even know, because it's like some. Are we counting pre-production?
I'm counting from the day they say, hey, it's coming out.
Because I would say 3 to 5 years is probably like the average time.
Like say a Red Dead Redemption, something like that, right?
That's like a long. It depends on see, that's the thing. It's like it depends on the game, because if it's AAA, like the quality on that is like going to be, like if especially like a Rockstar game, it's like something like that. It's like 5 plus years. Like you don't get those games like every other year, or even like every third year. It's like once every 5 years. Sometimes it's like Final Fantasy. It's like once every 10 years, maybe. It's like depending on how slow or fast they're going, or what. That's a whole other thing about like dudes that Tetsuya Nomura, love him or hate him. It's like dude cannot put out. They can like under his leadership, they just cannot produce those games, in my opinion, on a timely manner. And still
Okay.
having that like high quality. So it's like that's just my opinion. But
You can't rush quality.
I mean, I agree. Like that's the case. Like they shouldn't be trying to rush development. Like the other like otherwise like botched games. Like I'm fine with like a game taking time, but it's like usually if it's a really good game, like those games take like 5 plus years. If it's like the top tier of like AAA game development, like those games are just like going to take a long effing time. But if it's just like being pooped out every 2 years, like a Call of Duty, that game. I mean, I
Yeah.
stopped playing those games. So it's like they're still good, but it's just like you're diminishing returns. It's like you're not really getting like a lot from the previous version. That's like, oh man, this is so much better or whatever. Like just Madden or stuff like
Well,
that, where it's just like,
when you rush, you get glitches. You get the things that they gloss over, and they think, oh, that's good enough. That's good. That's good. That's good. And then you get your Fallout 76 that everybody chirps about, right? And you get this other games that are loaded with crap. It's just you have to take your time, and gamers, unfortunately, don't have that time. They don't want to waste their time, and that's the saddest thing. People like you, Tekken, are very few now. I would imagine fewer than they were 10 years ago because of the fact that people's attention spans are shrinking, and therefore, if a studio, like you're saying, takes their time, it gets into a "what have you done for me lately," and then they will go to Call of Duty and all that and get their nice quick rounds and be out and be gone, right? So uh, enjoy the fact that you are one of a dying breed, but also know that I don't think we're ever going to get back to that time when games will be successful if they're over 5 years in development.
what are you talking about?
I'm just saying, unless
That
you have
is
a
like the that's like
Rockstar
the
brand
normal
on it.
that's like the normal development
I'm
time
just
now though,
saying,
because games are bigger and they're more expensive. So it's like that's 3 to 5 years. Like every
yeah, but
well not
yeah,
every, but that's the thing.
yeah,
It's
but
like not
most
every game is AAA, but it's like the games that are like of that quality and of that caliber. Like lately they've been pretty good. Like the thing is like the games are like because we've had like the consolidation of like the like mid-tier publishers and like small publishers, and it's like you don't have Acclaim or Midway or just like garbage publishers and developers anymore. I mean, for the most part, in the Western like versus like Japan and Western side, like I would say that's like the most part because like there's still like a lot of like okay Japanese developers that are just like but like I don't play their games, which is whatever. So that's all I can of worms. But like, I mean, the bad ones. Like, there's still like good ones, but like I said, like 3 to 5 years is like the like I would say average time because it's just like as technology progresses, it takes. I mean, it's really weird because it is like a counterintuitive thing because it is supposed to be like the development tools are supposed to be better, so you can like make games faster and like put them out in a more timely fashion and have it like the cost be less. But it seems to just keep inflating instead of being more efficient. So it's just and there's the whole issue of crunch, which is like a whole that's a whole other can of worms. But like that is also why is just like the human cost of this is like people have to code it and then play
hmm
test it and then like do all like the performance capture and like the editing and the producing and just all the teams, and it's just like it is just like such a giant production on game development. So it's just like it's apples to oranges, but like I would say like the closest analogy would be like making a movie maybe, because it's like it's not like they don't have it down to a science, I would say, because it's just like so many moving parts. So and it is completely different. It's apples and oranges. So it's like it's not just like MCU stuff that can just be like pumped out at like, oh, we're gonna make this many movies this year, and this is Kevin Feige's schedule for 2022 and 2021 and blah 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 and beyond and Disney Plus stuff we're working on. It's just you can't really make a timetable for games because it's just it's just a completely different beast. But it's I would say it's similar to making movies, but it's just like ensemble team based of like all these different moving parts, and just like, and now that we're at like another next generation of like new technology, new tools, it's like whereas before we were like at the end of PS4 era, it's like we had like things were like pretty smooth, pretty good. It could get a bit turbulent again. Here's hoping it doesn't. Unreal. I saw the Unreal Engine 5. It looks really good, but is it easy to use? I don't know. So I guess we'll see. But that's always the hope and fear. Is like hopefully it gets easier and like better dev times on these. But like hopefully it's not like the reverse of like, oh man, we gotta learn everything all over again, which is not the case because it's like the same coding language. So it's like whatever. It's all C plus based, but. It's yeah. Like I said about Final Fantasy, dude, it's like if they would like that's what they did like in the old days. Is like they'd make a game and just like make a new engine, so just like scrap the work that they had just done and just like start from scratch. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like what? Like who does this? It's like just it's just weird. But it seems to be like that is getting better, but it's still pretty ridiculous as far as just like the cost and the dev times on things. I mean, I'm fine with it honestly. Like 3 to 5 years, I can wait because there's enough out there. Like there's new games every day, every week, so it's whatever.
Oh, there's Gwent.
There's
That's enough to take care.
that's the other thing,
Tap
dude.
tap
Is
tap.
like there's the way the way the industry and like just like the genre of games have like evolved over time. Is like there's like free to play. There's stuff like you don't even have to like pay money for it, but like the way that the game is like structured is it kind of just like tricks you into playing it every day and like gets you in like it hijacks your brain for like a dopamine loop fix. Don't play those games, by the way. Free to play, garbage.
Wait, are you talking about like actual video games or the phone games? The
Well,
games you play on your phone?
that's the thing is like it's like a corrosive effect of like I back in the olden times of Aimless podcast, I'd always say like it's like an oil spill because it's like once it's in the ocean, dude, it just spreads like a virus. Well, it spreads like an oil spill in this analogy, but like it's just because they use the same techniques now. It's like you basically have like the same mechanics and techniques of like mobile games that have been cross pollinated into free to play games, and it's just they're on console now, and just you can. It depends on the game and like how it's been built and how it's structured and like what the design mechanics are in it. Not all of them are like terrible soulless grinds, but a lot of them are, and it's just yeah. There's stuff like that you can play for free and like just play forever, and like also the other side of the dark side. Also, if you start spending money, it's like there is no ceiling. So it's like don't just like start putting money in because like I like I love to say is like you put money in but nothing comes out. So it's just you're just gonna keep on pumping the money into the publishers and they'll be like ha 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 sitting on their stacks of money in their wherever they're at and just like yes
Yeah,
money dear boy money and just raking it all
yeah.
in.
Getting money for the minimum of effort. Absolutely.
That's I mean that's a whole other thing. That's a, yeah, the whole flipping like price structure of
Flip
games
it.
is weird too because
Whoa,
you've got like $60
whoa.
AAA, you've got
Flip it.
like you got season passes, you've got expansion passes, you've got DLC, you've got just like just it's all over the place, man. It's just all over the place. It's just you'd like to think that would be more standardized by now, but no, even that's in flux all the time. So it's a whole thing. It's whatever.
Tekken. Anyways, watch your mouth. By the way, I don't need you to go around flipping this and flipping that. That's horrible. Anyways, no other game is on your radar though. There's a lot of games coming out,
I
and
mean, that I am going to get day one. It's just that. Well, that's the thing, dude. Is okay. Here's the thing. Is like this year was my like. Well, I guess last year and this year was like my whole like
vacation,
yeah
vacation, staycation. Yeah,
my happily fun employed fun times.
yeah.
But with the COVID-19 situation, it's like wow, this is going to be an even extended amount of time just doing nothing. So
Tekken. If it turns out like you're the last American in the end of all this, right? What are you gonna do?
I
Are you gonna
don't.
travel? Are you gonna travel the wasteland?
That's not going to happen. And no,
I'm
I
just
wouldn't
off.
travel the wasteland. That's dangerous.
What would you do?
I would just bunker up somewhere
I don't know who this her is, but okay.
I didn't see.
If you're gonna bunker, that's really weird.
Barricade. Shelter
Oh,
in place.
oh, I thought
Not go
maybe.
outside like I'm doing now. Just like, don't take risks.
Yeah, but you have to go out eventually. You're gonna run out of oranges and ravioli in a can.
See now, see that's like such a weird thing. Is like in my brain is like totally like thinking about like survival mode stuff of just like I need to like when I move to Canada is get to like some sort of place where I can just like plant vegetables or something and then just like
Hmm.
grow them and eat them and then like if something like this happens again I'll be ready.
I'm gonna tell you a little something, Tekken. Canada, we do have COVID. We do COVID-19.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, yeah. This spoilers, but we're not as bad as the Americans, and unfortunately, you won't be able to come over.
Oh, that's the other thing, dude. Is like, what if the border's not open? It's like I'm stuck here. That's the other thing. It sank my plan. It's like the plan was, well, just like
Well,
be happy
I,
and like not working, and then
I,
it's like, all right, let's get the f out of here. And then it's like,
I,
oh,
I,
border's
I
closed. Well,
there's a couple from Minnesota, and they came over the border because there's areas you can just come right over, and but the thing is, they did not quarantine themselves for 14 days, and so when the police found out about them, they got charged because they didn't take the quarantine time seriously, right? So because you Americans, oh, I'm just gonna walk out here and grab whatever I want. I'm an American. Well, no.
that was great. I'm just gonna go here, grab whatever I want.
I'm gonna grab whatever I want. I'm American. Yeah,
Or like you
I
said
don't
that
need
one
no
time,
that.
I ain't afraid of no coronavirus.
I ain't afraid no coronavirus. Stump the Trump. There you go. So there's possibilities you can still sneak over, and of course, since you're in Kansas, you can probably go drive straight north, and
That's the
then
plan.
you
Go
can
through the
just
Dakotas. And then, like, worst case scenario, it's like I'm stuck at some border town for like a while, but it's like, dude, eventually, when it does open, just like
oh yeah,
getting the F out of here.
yep. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. Get out of that. The thing is, you have to get out of Wichita, and that's a very now that I know where you live, it's not as easy as you think it's going to be
What
because
makes you
there's
say that?
because the zombie hordes are already walking around, so they're going to come and get you. You got to be careful.
Hmm.
Do you think they're going to let you drive out of that city? They're not going to let you do
Why
that.
wouldn't they?
They'll shoot your tires and drag you back. Listen, just make sure you vote the right person in November, and then you can leave.
Well, it's not like
You
there's a ton
you
of
can
choices on that
you
one.
can you can vote for the person as you're leaving. That's even better. Just do a vote and say, "Here you go, I'm out of here," and then drive and just start driving. That's my
That's like the
suggestion.
other thing is like, if I'm out of here, like before
You
the craziness starts
you
in
make
the
sure you vote.
aftermath.
You make sure you vote. That's all I'm
And then
saying. Vote, get out.
I will. It's just like
Every
I'm
vote
also pretty
matters.
sure like if I do leave, I will be going somewhere where it's like not as big of a city, so it's like I don't have to worry about like any type of like weird violence or like unrest or who knows what's going to happen, upheaval.
Buddy,
So yeah.
if you drive straight north, that's like Trump country.
What are you talking about? I'm
So
in a red state, so it's like I'm already there. So it's like
you're already,
whatever.
yeah, exactly. And thing is, you're gonna keep driving. You're not gonna find a blue state. It's all gonna be red and just yeah. You'll be driving along and things will be
Oh
on
yeah, like
fire.
yeah, yeah.
Things will be on fire and it won't be good. Just be safe. Just be safe. That's what I'm saying.
That's not really that's not really easy to do. That's kind of one of the reasons I'm trying to get out of here. All the guns and
Yes.
crazy people. So
Yes.
yeah.
Exactly. What about Hunter Biden?
What about them?
Well, Trump brought it up at the Rose Garden yesterday. The place where you don't usually would have a propaganda campaign slogan thing, and they spent a whole hour knocking everybody but himself. The COVID. What's wrong with COVID? The hospitals in Florida are all filling up. People get sick. Don't do the testing. I say don't do so much testing, please. That's what he said. So it's like, okay. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, how much do you think people, like, a million people have to die in the States for these people to really care? I honestly believe, and I even say and I still think it won't affect anybody till somebody in their family
I was about to
dies.
say, I don't think it's like I don't think it's a matter of a number. I think it's like until they're personally affected, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah. America. Just give me what I want. I'm American.
Take whatever I want,
Time
America.
to take, I'll take whatever I want. I want those peaches. Oh, peaches. Get some ham.
Oh.
I'm hungry. Yeah, come in from Minnesota and think they can just willy nilly around town. It's ridiculous. The
That's what
thing
I'm gonna
is,
say when I get to the border. Is like, I want an American save me.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
Canadian help.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get out of here.
yeah. Just no. You go up to the border and say, "How's it going, eh?" They go, "Oh, he's Canadian. Let him through." Don't even have to check his paperwork. I gotta get out of here, eh? And then bam.
That's all I have to
So
say.
yeah, just keep saying "a" at the end of all your sentences. Eh? Hey, how's it going, eh? So anyway, what else? I was gonna say something crazy about you Americans. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, thing is, we're not innocent. We're not innocent bystanders here either. Like we still have cities that have to wear mandatory masks. Like we're doing what has to be done too, right? So because we're doing good, but we're not out of the woodwork. And that's the best thing about
That was your like
you.
other irony was like New Zealand completely eradicated. It's like why didn't I go?
There,
Why
well,
that
there's
I should have did that. Oh, I'm in the wrong timeline. Oh.
what? So they instead of said 10 people, they would have had 11 people. Whoop de doo. New Zealand only has 10 people, so figure that out. So, but thing is, like we've had to close down our beaches here because people from the urban landscape flock the beach. It's hot out there, and you know what's as hot as going to the beach?
No.
Me on everybody's golf. Now, there you go. So doesn't it make you want to come out and beat me up now in golf just to prove me wrong? Absolutely. See how my promos work. Now, the thing is, people have flocked to the beaches and so the one that the Wasaga Beach, which is a major Toronto beach for people to go to, they said, "Get out of here! You're not listening to what we're doing. We're closing the beach down." And it's like these people, even here in Canada, are in the same mentality. It's like they it won't affect them till somebody close to them is affected with it, right? And then all of a sudden, like being where I work in retail, right? And we worry every day that's like we've had people get tested, and we've had people uh, like say, "Oh, I'm not feeling well. Okay, go get tested." You know, "Oh, I got this. Okay, go get tested." But what happens when it finally turns into from negatives to a positive, right? And that's our biggest fear is when finally one thing turns positive, and then you're hooped. So because then that is another kettle of worms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be an ongoing saga to say the least. But what I'm worried about is Hunter Biden. What's up with what's up with him?
What about him?
Well, Trump keeps bringing him up.
He
Like
brings a lot of things up a lot of the time.
yeah,
So,
but yesterday he was bringing back up Hunter Biden because why not? What's up with that? He
what's up
has
with Roger Stone? What's up with that?
just caught up in a conspiracy. That's I would love to see a debate, but I'm afraid of the debate because I don't think you would nail this man to the wall because he'll go back to his steadfast of well, the thing is, if Hunter Biden wasn't around, he'd just be knocking him for being working with Obama, right? And oh, look how much Obama did for you guys, and it's like, yeah, a lot better than this. But the thing is, Obama and Biden, they stopped testing for the bird flu. Just stopped it. That's what Trump said yesterday. Just stopped it. Of course, 12,000 people died from the bird flu, as opposed to 135,000 as we're talking today. It's just you know he just doesn't understand. He just doesn't understand. I knew we had to get some political talk in here sooner than later, but yeah, there it is. Where you're more than welcome to come to Canada, and I will sponsor you if need be, and I will even adopt you if you need be. Chris Larkin has a nice name to it. That's all I'm saying. Chris Larkin, the Tekken Master. That sounds good. It's got a nice ring to it.
So this is you officially announcing that you're adopting me on the podcast.
I will. I'm officially yes. If you come to Canada, I'll adopt you.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
Then I
I
really
always
can
want.
be Canadian. Yeah.
Listen, son. I'll take good care of you. You know, but stop playing those darn video games. They'll rot your brain. There you go. Are you down there playing Gwent? I keep hearing this tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Are you playing Gwent again? Leave me alone, Dad. I'm playing my games. Get a job already. I'm going to announce that on
The
the
Facebook.
Everybody Golf Night. I'm going to announce that I'm adopting you. That should be good. As soon as I get my mic working and everybody can hear me, that's the first thing I'll say. So I want everybody to know that when Chris comes to Canada, I'm adopting him. That's good. That'd be good. All right, mister. Well, I think I'm out of stuff. What do you eat? Oh, we were going to talk about PS5.
We
You
still
got
didn't
five?
talk about it.
Okay.
That's so funny.
All right.
That
I'll tell
was
you
like
what.
the main thing we are supposed to talk about. We never talked
Yeah.
about it.
I tell you what. I'll give you 5. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about PS5. How's that?
But just well, I have like nothing to say about it, so it's like you'd have to like
Oh,
ask me about it.
all right. I think we talked about it last time. How much do you think it's going to cost now? I say it's going to be up there. It's going to be something that you want to have as a status symbol in your thing. I think they should have kept it black because that works better with as being on your
Entertainment system.
entertainment centers. Thank you. So, but at the same time, I think it's going to be $699.
What Canadian?
Yes,
Okay, I was about to
and
say that's a lot of
that's
money.
and that's well, it's going to be 599. Well, after Trump's done, the U.S. dollar is going to be on par with Canadian, so it's like or even less. So I won't go too far with that, buddy.
I think we already talked about this, like the price, but I think I said like
Yeah,
500 and 550 for
yeah, yeah. We talked about it on Everybody
the
Golf on
digital,
the
and then the one with the disc drive 550.
yeah. And that's why, like I said, that's why you should
Maybe
come out to
600.
yeah, you should come out to everybody golfs because we talk about video games while we're on there too. That's for everybody else, not you, but everybody else. You can show up anytime you want. You're my son. Anyways, don't tell your mom. Don't tell your mom I'm going to adopt you because that would just lead to her getting mad at me. So you should actually name that the title of the episode.
What?
Chris is getting adopted.
Christine adopted.
Chris is getting adopted.
Wait, now
Um,
I'm curious. Like, is there like an age limit on like when someone can adopt you? Is that
are
even
you?
like possible?
Yes, I think you have. Once you're 18, you can't. I can't adopt you after
Okay, I was
that.
about to say that's weird.
I
Like
I
adopting
think
adults.
I think I think I could. I shouldn't say that because if I do, like, if I marry your mom, uh, you can also
That's
name
completely
that.
different than adopting me.
Well, then I could get you. I could say, okay, if you want, you know, you see those videos, right? And you see like a father, get married a mother had some kids, and then you say, I'm going to adopt you, and you take my last name, right? I've seen that happen, but I don't know if they're adult or not. That's That's something
Now
I'll
I'm
look
thinking of like
into.
that part in Doctor Strange where they're like, you should look at the end of the spell to see what the consequences are first.
Hmm. All I know is that you're gonna be my son, and that's all that matters. I couldn't have a finer son. No, that's for sure. That's good. I'll teach you how to drive and how to
What?
and how to whittle and wood and how to talk American. You know, I take what I want. I'm American and all that kind of stuff. We'll have a great time. Just get a job, you bum. There you go. And the best part is when you come to Canada, those American dollars, you better hope the American dollar is still raging because if it drops, then you're not going to get as much money out of us. Just remember that. We talked
Well,
about that.
well, the magic eight ball seems to say all things are looking pretty bad for the future. So,
Mm, there you go. Well, it's not. I don't. I gotta try to remember if a new president brings a better stability to the market, or no, I don't think so. I think it drops when there's new president. If the president is that's there is already elected, the dollar is strong because it's a strong economy and it's a strong choice for America. Boom. Well, this is the philosophy. We all know it's not going to be a strong America. Yes, but that's the usual philosophy. Unfortunately, because of this gentleman, our philosophies have all been turned upside down by the Russians. But it's besides the point. But you know, I hope you took Russian as a second language. That's all I'm saying.
nope.
Das vidanya, Conrad. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I can say. Yet, yet.
Did you see seen the trailer at least for the Order on Netflix?
Yes, and I wanted to watch it,
I do
but
too. I
unfortunately,
haven't watched it yet. I think we're like on the cusp of like a golden age of like image or just like really good adaptations of graphic novels on Netflix or streaming services. So
I am totally in agreement with that. And there's some good shows. This is the first time I put on Netflix in months. So it's all of a sudden I got all these new episodes, new shows I could watch and all that. It's nice. If you can walk away from Netflix for a while and then come back, then you got some fresh stuff, right? And that's the best thing. And like I said, I've been watching Community now, and that's good. And it's a fantastically written show. It is.
oh,
Uh,
do you have any like weird guilty pleasures on Netflix that you watch? The silence.
No, I'm thinking because I usually just watch what I watch. It's nothing. When I first started, they had Doctor Who on, so I watched that, and then they took that off the air. They took that
No,
away.
I mean like anything that's like not in your wheelhouse that you watch and you're like, this is actually pretty good.
Hmm. I'd have to think about that because off the top of my head, I watch sometimes I watch the horror movies, and that's not usually my bag, man. It's not, but it's. I watched a documentary on running, but that's my wheelhouse is running, so I'm doing that. Um, no, I'd have to look and let you know. That's something that we can answer next week when we talk again. Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
I was
next week
watching this
about that.
dating show and it's like
Oh
I
God.
very much enjoyed it. I was like, wow, that was very pleasant. And then it had a second season, and I was like, oh man, and just man, yeah, it's weird, but I did enjoy it.
Is it RuPaul's Drag Race?
That's not a dating show, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's something to do with cars, isn't it?
No, no, it's not.
Oh,
It's men dressed as women. Drag Race. Drag queens.
so there's no cars at all involved?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you might have to Google that one up, brother. My
Dating
son.
around. That's what it's called.
Okay. Well,
It's
that's that.
basic. It's man. It's. Uh, I don't want to like spoil it if you're gonna watch it, but like there's this one episode, and it's just like you'll know it, but like
See, you also got to remember that I'm a father, and my children get on Netflix, and they'll say, "Dad, what are you doing watching dating around?" And then my wife gets into it. I go, "Excuse me, what are you watching dating around for? What's your ideas? What are you trying to do?" And you know what I say? I'm American. I do what I want. I take whatever I want. I'm American. Oh, I will have to get back to you on the Netflix question. That's a good one.
Yeah, because sometimes it
Oh.
was weird. Because like I think for like after a while, because like that's the thing is like in the current time that we're in, it's like I usually watch like a bunch of documentaries and like serious stuff, but it's like I can't. It's too exhausting in 2020 to like do that. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I had to find something else to watch. So it's like I started watching a bunch of like garbage reality TV shows, and it's just like junk food. And I was
Yep.
like, but then like back in the day, there's a long time when I just like didn't watch TV or whatever. But like I watch them now, and I'm just like, why did I ever watch this garbage? And just like,
Yep.
or like not that, but like it's also just like they're still just as bad as they were before. Because I
Yep.
watched a bunch of like weird reality shows, and I was like, man, these are still not that great. And like,
Nope.
why are they that popular? And just yeah, it's weird. It's a whole weird
But
thing. But
but
then I watched
no.
a
The
dating
thing
show, and I was
is,
like, this is
but
nice.
they're not popular anymore. You're seeing declining ratings for a lot of stuff because a lot of people are cutting the cable. You're getting an Android box and stuff like that, right? So people are not being force fed to watch stuff anymore. People are having more of a free choice to do, go on to Netflix or go on to Disney Plus or go on to any other kind of streaming service, HBO, which I'm sure you'll pick up because of all the DC stuff that's going to be coming out there, right?
I don't plan on getting that. I'm basically only Netflix because of the price. Because it's like it's just too. It's just after you get so many, it's too expensive. It's still cheaper than cable, but it's just not in my. It's not
Yep.
for me. It's not worth because I know I'm not going to spend that much time
Yep.
versus like what I'm paying to like watch all that stuff.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like as you say, it's declining results from people who watch the same stuff over and over again, right? It's like back at wrestling. I always like to bring wrestling into this. Raw used to have like 7 million people watch it every week, but they've kept the same format, the same sets, the same all this for the most part for the last 20 years. So therefore, we've now seen it in this past Monday. In COVID, not many people are going out. People are still watching it. Guess how many viewers they had for the show?
A million?
1.5.
Is that good?
No,
No.
that's the worst rating they've had ever. Ever.
That is
Beating
actually
their.
weird because like if nobody's outside doing anything, you would think they'd be watching.
Yeah. And now a lot of the experts are saying now with all the sports coming back in some variety, basketball, baseball with a shortened season, and all that, if they're on the same night as wrestling, what are these people going to watch? Because basketball is going to be more exciting than wrestling. Baseball is going to be more exciting than wrestling because every game matters, right? In a shortened season, you're going to see even more declining in the viewership, right? See what wrestling had against everybody else is that there's no off season for wrestling. They always go through the summer, so therefore when everybody's doing their reruns, wrestling is new. So
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, thank you very much. So it's a matter of declining viewership because people don't are bored with what they're seeing, and they don't have the marquee names anymore because the marquee names are not there, and so it's going to be an interesting time for wrestling. It is, and my New Japan just had a show on the weekend, two shows from the big Osaka Joe Hall in Osaka, and they did a third of they limited the people coming into the arena by a third, so it had 3,000 people in the arena, all over the arena, but just they had like in chunks and groups and spaces in between. And it was very nice for the first time in 4 months seeing fans out there, but it's still not the same as having, 10,000 that they usually have for these events, right? So it things are going to be very different in the next couple months for sports. And but hopefully and the best part is New Japan puts a very big heavy emphasis on they have their local talent, of course, but they also have a strong contingent for the foreigners, right? The gaijin, if you will. And since we're talking about sushi, throw in the gaijin. And the thing is, most of their gaijin Where are they from? America. Where can Americans go?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. So that has put a big damper on some of the matches that you're not seeing the marquee matches that you think you could on New Japan, and you're seeing the we got like the juniors fighting the heavyweights because that's all you can do. So the juniors are like less than 220 pounds and less than the heavyweights or whatever they want to be, right? Because they don't have as many heavyweights or they don't have as many juniors, they're mixing it up just so they can have matches, right? So it's an interesting concept. It's interesting, but the quality is not there where you're hoping. That's all you can really say about that. But yes, so it's going to be a very interesting time for sports. And you should watch New Japan.
I think we might be in a possible dead zone with sports in the States anyway.
Well, it depends on how things go. It depends on how. The thing is, no, they're not going to fix it. Nothing's going to get fixed. The only thing that's going to happen is a vaccine. And how many Americans are there?
Like 500 million, I think. Like half 500
Okay.
million.
So how long do you think it's going to take to make 500 million vaccines and get it all distributed?
I have no idea. I know I
Exactly.
watched like a news report about this, but I don't remember what the stats were.
Well, it's going to be a long time. Same with Canada. We don't have as many. I think we have like 10 people. But
Well, that's what I'm. That's the thing though. Like for like me is like why I'm not going outside is like there's still nothing that's gonna prevent me from getting this.
yep.
So it's like why would I do that?
Wear your mask.
It's
When
like
I
I mean it's like a weird like condom analogy. I like to think it's like sure it'll help, but like is it 100%? Eh, eh. Do you want to take that risk? Not really. Abstinence, man. So I mean, not to say I'm a proponent of abstinence. I'm just saying it works. So
Yeah. Well, just to say, if Yennefer shows up, then yeah, there's your give it a shot. I know how your thinking's gonna change, buddy. So there you go. Hey, Tekken. Hey, Tekken. Here's Yennefer. Oh, where's your clothes, son? Cover yourself up. Jeez Louise. That's good. All right, buddy. Well, I am. I think I'm all pooched out.
pooched out.
I'm pooched out. I'm done. I'm going back to bed. I'm sleepy.
Going back to
I
okay.
ran 9K today. I'm very proud of myself. It was a good run. I didn't break down. It's all good. Got out early. Get my K in. And that's 5 miles. That's over 5 miles I ran today. So there you go.
That's my other thing. Is let's see, what month is it? July,
In July.
August is just catching up on my
Oh,
Xbox and
you're
other stuff. And then September's Walking Dead. So it's like September. I'm gonna try to also get back on my burning pelvis action since
Did you
I'm
say burning pelvis?
yeah, because I haven't been working out. So
Oh, very nice. Yes, because September is second wave season, so you want to have that bikini body ready for the second wave when you hit the
it's
beach.
like, well, we're still in our first wave, so we'll see if that ever happens. As far as like the whole declining numbers to where we can say, oh, we've come down.
Did I see on the news? Maybe it was a month ago that there was some kind of gathering in Wichita, and everybody was all like getting all close to each other, and it's like, was it at a water park or something?
I have no idea, dude. I don't look at the local news, so I don't know.
No, why would you? When oh, look at
Well, I
there's
never go
things on
outside, so
fire.
it's whatever.
No, hey, well you'll know when you hear the sirens. You go, oh,
You hear this?
just have that motorcycle just on the underneath your balcony, and you'll be able to go. There you go. Third floor? You're third floor, aren't you?
Second floor.
Second floor. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. So I know you're on the second floor. I know the area that you're at. I'm trying to triangulate how far you were from. Hey, how long did it take you to get to work when you used to work there?
Like 30 minutes tops, I guess.
30 minutes. Oh, okay.
18 to 30
That
minutes. I don't know.
that's going to take some time to triangulate, but that's okay. I'll put that on the maps. Say how long does it take from Walmart to this area? 30-minute drive. There you go. I'll find out. I'll knock on the door. If when all this is over, Chris, I'm gonna be honest because you're my son now. Uh,
My so dumb.
when all this is done now, if you're still in the States, all right, if I come down there and I say, hey, and I end up at Wichita Airport, I say, hey, buddy, I'm here in Wichita. Would you come pick me up? Well, could I stay at your place
Not if
for
it's
a
during
visit?
COVID.
No, I said when all this is done.
Oh, sure, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, there's like
Okay.
nowhere to sleep, so.
Do you know? Well, you don't sleep anyways. But the thing is, I think everybody in the world would love to see a picture of you and I together, father and son, and bring the adoption papers, and then get them signed off, and then we're good. You can come home with me.
Oh man.
There you go. I think that's a plan. All right, buddy, sign us out.
All right, so yeah, that's it for Comic Talk podcast. For
We got to change the comic talk pod. We don't talk about
I
comic
was
books.
thinking about that too. I was like, we need to like rename this
We should name
podcast.
we should name it Aimless
We
Podcast.
already.
That yeah, I like that name, Aimless Pod. I don't think nobody else has that name, so I think we should name it Aimless Podcast. Is that podcast still around, or you guys are having trouble?
we're we're having trouble.
Okay,
So that's yeah,
but
we're
a
still
little
around.
a little bit of vitamin B, would that be able to fix up everything?
I think it would take more than that, but
Uh,
eventually we'll be
well,
back.
with what's his name, probably it'd be more than that. He has an issue. He doesn't appreciate my humor, but that's okay. Not a lot of people do, but the good ones do. So there you go. I hope he
Hmm.
doesn't get I hope he's okay.
We're gonna have
I
to.
don't know. I don't know where he is right now, but I hope he's okay.
So yeah, we're definitely renaming this podcast at the next episode, and then I'm gonna like count all the previous ones, and then it'll just be like a number, and it's like yeah, it's not number one because we've done so many.
Yeah,
It's like a relaunch of a comic, but it's not a comic, but it's not number one
yeah,
because we've done so many. So
yeah. Slutty Gwent card game podcast.
the
That's
Hoochie Cast,
the
yeah.
Hoochie Cast. That's right. Stump the Trump podcast right there. You get more views in one day. Oh, just think of the comments you get. They wouldn't even listen to it. They just say Stump the Trump, and they would send you a whole bunch of stuff. You should keep the VR helmet on as your picture for Stump the Trump. And I see all these Americans say, "Oh, look, we got a robot. Look at this robot, Russian bot. You got a Russian bot." So yeah, that'll be it.
All right, so yeah,
Can you
until
mail me? Can you mail me your VR headset then?
why would I mail it to you?
Yeah, you're not needing it.
It's no, I'm not gonna mail it to you.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, son, can't help your old man out. I don't appreciate that. All right, sign us out, buddy.
All right, so yeah, that's it for the Comic Talk podcast. Until next episode. So until you see or hear from us again, thanks for listening and watching. And we're now signing off.